What mind-blowing, but simple, facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. Cashews come from a fruit. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig if you have any, you have to have at least two. They get lonely. A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything. So we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it, and I'd give some age-appropriate examples of what they do. Pineapples are a collection of berries. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear Arctus, named after one of the constellations Ursa Major, Big Bear, or Ursa Minor, Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called Bear, and the Antarctic is called Not Bear. There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies. Giraffe tongues are black. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? Chocolate was once used as currency, by the Aztecs. More accurately, cacao beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring, carmine, that's used in a lot of candy is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Naitama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible, since they're in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. Cause I got a lot of comments ABT this one. Tomatoes acidity interacted with lead plates, lead poisoning. Smile. Check out UN0V494's comment. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because they are 25 air. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokémon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk upstairs, but they can't walk down. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913, parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. Fact: a curious 4-year-old can never be satisfied with one fact per day. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. A polar bear's skin is black. Wow, gold, thank you so much. Tigers have striped skin. Whales are closer to cows than to sharks. Owls cannot be choked. It rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter, other planets. Birds poo and pee from the same hole at the same time. Humans are bioluminescent and glow in the dark, but the light that we emit is 1,000 times weaker than our human eyes are able to pick up. Source: http://www.livescience.com 7799 Strange humans glow visible light.html. Making pennies cost more than their actual value. Male seahorses carry the baby in their tummy instead of the mommy. A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels. Butterflies smell with their feet. Your hand is exactly the same size as your face, thwack. Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they're basically just big sea roaches. A platypus lays eggs, and has milk, making it the only mammal that could in theory make its own custard. Ask her to give you one fact in exchange of one fact. This will encourage her to learn more and try to meet the daily one fact before bed. Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats. Cheese is just a loaf of milk. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis, than it does for the planet to rotate around the Sun. 1. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. 2. Slugs have 4 noses. 3. Camels have 3 eyelids. 4. Flamingos turn pink from eating shrimp. 5. Kangaroos cannot walk backwards. 6. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. 7. Broccoli is classified as both a vegetable and a flower. 8. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. 9. Fish cough. 10. Snails breathe through their foot. 11. If you keep a goldfish in a dark room it will turn white. 12. Bullfrogs never sleep. 13. Elephants can't jump. 14. Pigs can get a sunburn. 15. Fish can drown. 16. The average American eats approx 35,000 cookies in his or life. 17. Only male turkeys gobble. 18. Penguins are the only birds that can both swim not fly. 19. Male kangaroos are called boomers, females are called flyers. 20. Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. 21. Kangaroos can't smell. Teresa D is fridge but not in refrigerator. Pufferfish are full of water, not air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of 38, it's logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, a spinning disc is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and write a word, your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words. Most people have more than the average number of arms,